Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Last Days of Europe with me, Avalanche and Greater Germanic Reich. So I'm back with another session, maybe 2 or 3 episodes, in which I hope to achieve the end of the Central African War. I'm looking forward to ending that one. A continuous growth of our economy, which has started to do much better than before, which means that our debt to GDP should continue to drop. The continuation of actions against the corporations. So I'm hoping that we're going to see that one as well. And most likely, even the christening of first of our new ships. Yep. Oh wow, actually, did we finish one last time? We did! Deutschland improved cruiser hull S-class has been finished. Awesome, so actually that one is already done. We're gonna see another one coming. So let's see if we can get the Fyodor class out there as well, which we will. So you guys are... Okay, we got the third nuclear submarine ready. And Deutschland is an improved cruiser hull. Well, we need to send you to the Atlantische Flotte, where we do have some ships that need to be drilled. So we're gonna wait for the next cruiser, which is gonna come in 2 days, and then we are going to send you out there. Decisions available. Konjunkturpaket. What the hell is Konjunkturpaket? Let me see that one. Konjunkturpaket. The German people have grown complacent on the back of slaves, and as a result have failed to develop a reliable, self-sufficient economy. In order to ensure the survival of the Reich, plans must be put in place in order to create a sustainable economic environment within Europe. Slaves will no longer be seen as necessity, but rather as an outdated practice which will be eventually phased out by the incorporation of hardworking German people into the industrial workplace. So this is going to cost us 100 million every month. Poverty rate will begin to improve. Economic base will begin to improve. Industrial equipment society development will begin to improve. Agriculture society development will begin to improve. Effects when removed. Every own state 2 building slots. I don't think we have enough money for this. We actually already spoke about that this is gonna take money most likely from the available budget, but we can strike it after the budget is renewed, because at that time we might be able to do something with it. So let's see. You guys are moving towards your target. I think that there's only one state. Yeah, only the Azandeland is left. We've eliminated all of the American forces here, as it seems, and the Azandeland has like what, 2 divisions that we can see? No, they got 6. Okay, so there's probably more of them hiding. Wait, did they receive reinforcements from Japan, or are these guys here by mistake? I don't think that they're by mistake. We'll have to face the Japanese. What province are they in? Are they in here? Or are they in here? It's really sketchy. Okay, so the new German worker has been done. At least Herr Speer has a head for selling our ideas. In truth, the new German worker isn't as new as the propaganda posters say he is. It's really just a return to the old normal, when the Mittelstand was the basis of the economy and ordinary working class men could find good, honest employment. However, a victory remains a victory. The reality is that both the working and the middle classes are back in earnest, no longer in German society so heavily stratified between haves and have-nots. The Reichswirtschaftsministerium must continue to support the renewal of a liberal social structure in both word and deed. The prosperity of the people is our first and best line of defense against the greed and treachery of the mega corporation. So this is the one that gave us... Yeah, so it gave us the women in the workplace. And We get building slots and spend some money. Don't get confused by the fact that here it says that it will replace the women in workplace with legal equality, because it replaced them with traditional roles with women in workplace. Cities of 1,000 fires. So let's get this one done. That's gonna give us a bonus of GDP, and industrial equipment society development will improve, and poverty rate will improve. Gelsenkirchen, Essen, Dortmund, Mülheim. Germany's once renowned coal and steel centers were hit the hardest by the economic crash of the 50s. After all, why pay a free laborer to toil in the mines and foundries when a slave can do it for free? A slave will not balk at increased hours or dare to protest when his fellows are crushed or burned alive in an industrial accident. I'll admit free workers can be unruly at times, but that's nothing compared to the inhumanity of industrial slavery. Thankfully, things are returning to normal in the Ruhr and other such areas. Free workers are rapidly displacing slaves due to mandated employment quotas and the establishment of independent industrial Mittelstand companies. Factories abandoned by the megacorporations in favor of industrial slave camps are firing up once again. We'll continue our support of these liberated industries and do unto the corporations as they did unto our economy in the decades past. Nice. This is probably going to give us a bit more income. I already see that the deficit dropped. I'm not sure if that is all there is to it, but we'll see. Sabotage enemy logistics. I don't think that's necessary. So we're gonna go over here and you're gonna counter-attack because these guys are not an issue. Yeah, the Japanese are also helping in this fight, unfortunately, which means we will have to face them. But every time before we faced them, we were able to actually deal with them in a fairly swift manner. Okay, let's first eliminate their forces here, which we ought to be able to do. I mean, this is not going to be encirclement, but... No, it was actual encirclement. What the hell do I know then? And I was wondering... 85.9, yep. The depth is dropping really fast now, which is great. Real GDP oh! Inflation has dropped significantly. Awesome. So let's continue with that. I mean, the real depth is increasing, but the relative depth is dropping significantly, which is the important part. Because if our economy grows, we get more money, and the depth grows slower. It doesn't matter how much we pay if it's pennies for us. Okay, you can go like this. We took bond. How close are you to giving up? Oh, okay, this close. So Azandeland has been taken, and we get the cities of 1,000 fires. Great. Now, land of diligence. Skilled workforce will benefit and increase the effectiveness. Okay. Made in Germany used to stand for something great. It meant quality of craftsmanship and represented a proud artisanal tradition going back centuries. Not for nothing did Tommy and the Yanks joke about German efficiency. The corporations, however, usurped this label. With the advent of slavery during the war, Made in Germany became an euphemism for cruelty, exploitation, and inhumanity. For our products to become world-renowned once more, we must reclaim our industrial legacy from the clutches of the cartels. Our blue-collar workers are already doing admirable work in this regard. The new recruits are taking to the chosen fields with gusto, aided by the expertise of the old guard. With each passing day, we come one step closer to shedding our shame and setting the gold standard for quality production. Amazing job. So you're coming home and this war is done. So now we just need you to rejoin us. I mean, the war is over, effectively, so I'm hoping that we're gonna get an event now. Because I would really like to send these guys back. And where's our fleet? Oh hey, we get the cruisers back. Or back. We get the cruisers done. Why back? I speak faster than I think. So I'm gonna go over here. And I'm gonna take Prince Eugene, or Eugen, and the two Zerstörers, add them to this fleet, and it's gonna drill. Because it needs to. K-class. Oh, here it is. I was wondering where you guys went. But the fact that Leopold is still not rejoining, we really need you to rejoin. Come on. Okay, 85.8. Oh, we need you to rejoin. We're excited for you to rejoin. Well, a letter from the Dark Continent. From the desk of Reichskommissar Kai-Uwe von Hassel. Heil, mein Führer. To begin, allow me to restate what a pleasure it is to be speaking with someone who holds the infinite wisdom which Hitler once possessed, though in a new, rejuvenated form. Of course, we must first speak of what exactly is expected of this new Reichskommissariat, whatever its name may wind up being. All that I need to know is what is expected of myself and my colony, which I am eternally grateful to preside over. To begin, I would like to establish the conditions of the colony at present. First, the colony continues to sustain an ongoing guerrilla conflict from the native population, largely focused around the north. The continued resistance is presumed to be the direct result of outside PALF forces interfering in the region. Given time, we will ensure that these insurgents are identified and dealt with accordingly. Second, much of the pre-existing infrastructure, including vital road lines, rail lines, and electrical sources, have undergone extreme damage. This will obviously take plenty of time to properly alleviate and will likely consume much of the profits of the colony for the foreseeable future, as well as necessitating aid from the mainland government. 3. The administrative situation at present is extremely unenviable and is in need of immediate rectification. Few know of the exact status of many imperative systems, and those that do are too busy with maintaining the systems to record their statuses. Of course, there is a necessity in resolving these issues immediately, and I humbly request sufficient aid to handle these issues as necessary. Yours truly, Reichskommissar von Hassel. So forces came back, we finished the Land of Diligence, and I almost forgot what Africa was like. A page will be removed from global conflicts, okay. Leopold will join Einheitspact, Reichskommissariat Central Africa will join Einheitspact, Leopold Verwaltung becomes Autonomous Reichskommissariat, and Reichskommissariat Central Africa becomes... Okay, so it's gonna be split into two. Leopold gets annual GDP growth factor plus 4.5%. Reichskommissariat adds military authority, which grants annual GDP growth factor lowered. Okay, so we have two Reichskommissariats. Oh, actually, this one is called Pact Commission Congo. Okay then, but we got two now, which I guess is good. Leon Petillon and Kai-Uwe von Hassel. Let's read a bit about Kai-Uwe. Born in German East Africa during the First World War, Kai-Uwe von Hassel returned to his native continent in the aftermath of Germany's victory in the Second. A respected administrator in Central Africa, von Hassel was invited to take part in Hans Hüttig's imminent takeover of the colony by Rolf Steiner. Having no choice, he pretended to go along with the plan, but secretly led an organization which sought to overthrow the Statthalter and restore German rule. With Germany's heavy investment in the South African War having earned the loyalty of many in the bureaucracy, von Hassel was able to undermine Hüttig's regime, hastening its fall and saving the Cape from his grasp. Moreover, he was able to betray Otto Fürschner, with whom he had temporarily allied himself with after the latter killed Hüttig. While the Statthalter's death proved the final blow for German rule over the continent at large, von Hassel managed to secure the mouth of the Congo River for the Reich, with a grateful Führer appointing him Reichsprotector of Congo return. Von Hassel rule is now totally secure from all threats, internal or external. As such, he can move on to the next step of his plan, using the region as a springboard to put sub-Saharan Africa under Germany's political and economic influence forever. Well, okay. Now we have the fleet here, which can go back to where it belongs. And we'll have you guys... Okay, you are in Stettin, which means we can immediately send you back here. Wait, here's area, and you can go here and then into here. Awesome. Oh wait, we finished. Okay, let's read this and then we're gonna choose the next focus. Verwaltung wins the Congo War. It seems that Germany's heavy investment into the Congo has finally paid off today, as all the blood, sweat and tears shed to earn a slice of Africa have today been vindicated. From the horror of the South African War, the betrayal of the traitorous Reichsstaat, and its depressing collapse, it seems as though Germany's expedition into Africa were all doomed ventures, until the movement which incidentally collapsed the Reichsstaat, a coalition of bureaucrats and generals, beat out all competitors in the Congo War. The reaction in Germany has been one of absolute delight, as additional reserves are sent to the region to stabilize and reacquire the territory. With the international community largely disappointed, and the Waffen and sphere representatives denouncing the reconnection of Central Africa to the German economic sphere, it seems safe to say that Germany has come out on top in Congo. We can't really interact with them, so let's hope that they know what they're doing. We might eventually strengthen our presence there, but right now we really need to keep the deficit low, keep the GDP growing, and lower the debt. Okay, so what do we have here? Treating wounds, limitless potential, Council of Gods, and current machines. Okay, anything here that would be interesting? This increases our GDP growth, but it's erratic. Okay, so we need to go this way, sending the Wehrmacht. So let's go with, actually, how much? I would like to maybe finish these ones next. And the economy repay for itself. How much would we need to go up in science expenses here? Would this be enough? Nope. 3 more steps. Nope. 3 more steps. Nope. 2 more steps. Okay, 2 more steps. So we can go with this one, and oh yeah, this is still reasonable. So Deutsche Praxisausgleich. Praxisausgleich. Yeah. No, Deutsche Praxisausgleichheit. Oh yeah, I read that wrong twice. You can say many things about about us Germans, but not that we are impractical. As our research deepens and achieves more and more breakthroughs, the most recent discovery in the field of electronics and wireless communications are suited for a subtle approach to the matter of public security. Agents from the Reich-Nachrichtendienst have made contact with the Reichsamt für Militärforschung, asking to be given the prototypes of these new technologies so that they might implement them in their secret operations. Being able to spy without being seen or without being in the same building, sometimes even in the same city as those being spied, will tremendously help our secret services. So root out resistance, mission effect plus 5%, intelligence gained plus 10%, upgrade time of agencies lowered by 10%, and all doctrines cost lowered by 2.5%. Okay. Oh, now we can enact the conjuncture packet. So let's go with that. No, I'm not entirely sure. Well, let's see if that one is going to be taken from the budget or not. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. But 100 million isn't really all that much in the grand scheme of things, so we don't have to worry. So how's our new ships doing? This is nice. 2 S-class cruisers, 1 refurbished K-class cruiser, and 2 1965 Zerstörers. I'm considering whether or not we want to build another aircraft carrier, because that is a project that is gonna take us a whole lot of time. And I mean a whole lot of time. You have a armor belt, 4 deck spaces. Is there anything that we could do with the hangars to get more aircraft on the aircraft carrier? Because I don't think there was anything that I would see that would increase the space. Nope. Nope, there really isn't any single technology that would help with that. Do you get something? No, just engine. Nope, 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 nope. And do you get an increased space at least? Deck size 2. Nope. Okay, nothing. So you will get more space as in slots, but that's about it. Okay, we get a sub and a destroyer here, so the nuclear sub can go, and the hull is gonna the destroyer hull destroyer hull is gonna join the drilling fleet. So we finished this, and now let's continue with military applicability or prepare intelligence infrastructure. Let's start with preparing the intelligence infrastructure. I don't think though... Yeah, nothing is gonna come anytime soon, so let's go with military applicability first. It doesn't matter. While our most recent discoveries are extremely promising, we shouldn't forget that wars, in the end, are still fought by soldiers with rifles, tanks, and endpoints. The most modern technologies can't help you if you lose on the field, and your capital gets occupied by the enemy. In order to help our men in the future wars, we need to slightly shift the focus of the RFM so that it properly starts researching modern weapons and equipment, which will return our army to its former glory. So, we're gonna get 12% extra intelligence for Army, Navy, Air, again 5% extra readout resistance mission effect, intelligence gains from operatives increased by 5%, agency upgrade time further lowered by 5%, and for the 2.5% lowering of all doctrines. Cool. And we finished the training of the last 2 divisions for our special forces. So let's send you where you belong. Where the hell are they? You are supposed to join the... Okay, we named you to the border garrison, but that's not the right one. So we'll refurbish that, but where the hell were these 2 units supposed to go? This is the infantry army, which is drilling, but there were units that actually had... Huh, I probably recruited 2 extra units that I didn't need, unfortunately. Well, I mean, oh well. I guess that's why. If we're gonna deploy them then to... Or did I wanted to put them on Saint Denis and Port Louis? If that is the case, then I don't mind. But I'm kind of confused why I would do that. Okay, let's put you there. And we are going to drill you while we can. I mean, these islands are going to be important for us, so it doesn't really matter that we get more forces. So maybe I decided that I wanted them and I forgot. Still really weird. And Architect's Blues. Back to work. Another day, another cartload of problems. In his office at the center of the Reich Council, Albert Speer, fearer of the German people, is tired and stressed. Even after the war's end, there is no rest. The reconstruction is proving more difficult than predicted, and the party bureaucracy is already starting to resist the changes suggested by the Gang of Four. Like the proverbial clay pot, Speer feels powerless to act. A small raft engulfed by the stormy sea. Taken by the sudden need to escape, he stands from his chair and goes to the window. Perhaps it would do him some good to gaze at the great Germania he himself designed. Looking outside, a wave of memories surged from Speer's mind. Snippets of a life that was a mere decade ago, and yet feels as if it was another geological era, showing Hitler the progress made as the two friends laugh heartily, visiting construction sites, directing the workforce, and finally the Volkshalle's inauguration, the crowning moment of his life as an architect. It was a different age, one where the future looked glorious, not this maddening quagmire. The more he looks at what he built, however, the more a feeling of dread creeps over him. Why is that building over there still unfinished? Why is that apartment block so bare? The slots for the decorations are all empty. More than anything, who is that incompetent who used low-quality stone for the walkways? They are already full of cracks. As he finds more and more critique, he also feels something else, a need he had not felt in years. He wants to correct those mistakes, to make them right, but even more, he wants something new. His hands itch with the need to design, to give tangible form to the things in his mind. How wonderful it would feel to be once more, even if just for a moment, Speer the architect. However, what is an architect without his tools? Note to self, bring the tools to the office tomorrow. Back to work. Okay. So what do we know about you guys now? Wow, 35 divisions. You really are not a weak adversary. You have 28 factories. That is not that strong. I think we could crush you. And they even got an air force. Interesting. That is something new. Okay, no divisions in training on the Endecker satellites. That's fine. Okay. So 6 ships are drilling here. We have to get to a good situation here, and then we will be able to start phasing out some of the older ships. Back to work. And failed coup in Chile. How am I doing on construction? Ah, okay. That's what I wanted to see. So we got 49 dockyards. Okay, so we need just a couple more. Let's say 11 to start building the next project, which is going to be the carrier. I have decided 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is no longer Germany. Yep. So 4, which is not enough. Oh wow, that's actually all there are. 5, 6. Okay, let's go with 5. So we're gonna have 4 dedicated to the nuclear submarines and 10 to the next aircraft carrier. Gotcha. Okay, so we'll need to do it this way. So I guess we're gonna build the next Adler aircraft carrier. Because, I mean, could we get the next model in 1967? It would take 447 days. No, let's build the Adler. Adler 2, whatever you want to call it. Or actually, where's the C word? Green Water Navy, submarine models, battleship models, Zemea. No, wait, we need global responsibilities. Destroyer, cruiser, and carrier. Okay, die neue Hochseeflotte. 14, 14, and 7, 21 days. So it's about a month to get that. No, let's see, 5th of August. Yeah, we can build it in about half a year. We can get that, and by the time we can start researching the new carrier model and get that. Failed coup in Chile. It appears that democracy in Chile has narrowly avoided a premature death today, as news reports have come from a failed coup attempt by a faction in the military. Colonel Roberto Veo surrounded the presidential palace in the early frosty hours of the morning and called for the resignation of the Chilean president and Congress. While it appears that the military was to initiate a bombardment of the palace, loyal members of the Chilean military have risen up and organized a counter-coup of sorts. Eventually, after threats of civil war drew worryingly near, the coup members surrendered. Now, Colonel Veo lies imprisoned and awaits trial. Whatever the case, it appears that the Chilean government has proven their capability and have utilized it well. A slim chance to return stability to the shaken nation appears. Democracy is not a dying dream, it seems. And back to work. As everyone except the security leaves the Reichskanzlei, a single light is on. In the Führer's office, there's still someone working for the good of the German people, or at least this is what the headlines will report, because putting a sign on the door saying Architekt bei der Arbeit Zugang verboten would be a bit misleading. If I'm not mistaken, this means architect at work, entry forbidden. With his work completed, the Führer can finally punch out and let the architect take his place. Speer clears his desk and takes his tools out of the case he had brought from his home. They are old, but they still work, just like him, and that's more than enough. He has waited this moment for the entire day, and as he looks at the large, empty sheet, he feels like a painter staring at a blank canvas, ready to fill it with his art. All kinds of ideas swim through his mind, from tall, bold skyscraper to simple houses and small villas. With a trembling hand, he takes out the ruler and a pencil and draws the first line. The first sheet goes straight to the dustbin, followed by the second and the third. Trembling lines and small blunders irk the perfectionist inside Speer, but more than 5 years of inaction requires some time to catch up. The fourth sheet, however, survives the initial scrutiny. In the end, he has settled on a public office, a classic of his old practice. As the jumbling mess of lines seemingly drawn randomly acquires purpose and forms itself into a skeleton of a building, a smile creeps itself on Speer's lips. He is finally free from the stress, from the obligations, from the quagmire, doing what he loves. After a while, the architect stretches his arms and looks at his work. The essential frame, the easiest part, is done. Now it's time to start the real work. He looks at his watch and jumps. It's already past midnight. Best going to sleep or tomorrow work will be a pain. As he goes home, however, He can't help but wonder, will his newest design ever become a reality, or will it remain small, closet dream, one to be put in a museum after his death? I'm the Führer after all, I might as well be as selfish for once. An artist's dilemma. Okay, and on that note, we're gonna end the episode here, and I'll see you in the next episode.